on the table. Nice into 15. Oh, and very late.
Seite 625 points. One gold and two bronze medals so far.
December 13, 2024. Now it's the start order. Start with
Sieviešu skeletonās sacensībās. Good afternoon and welcome to the
start order in Nikita, representing 2021 December. Trases pārceltais posms, VSF.
Uzmanību trasē visiem atbrīvo trasi. Attention on the track. Everybody clears track, please. Apkārtnē startā 2 minūtes, forerunner 2 minutes till start. Uzmanību trasē visiem atbrīvo trasē. Attention, everybody clears track, please. Apkārtnē starta 1 minūte, forerunner 1 minute till start. And 5 minutes till first run. Un 5 minūtes līdz pirmajam braucienam.
Last Friday before Christmas. Welcome back to Sigulda in Latvia, everybody, for the last women's skeleton race of 2025 before the Christmas break. And welcome also to the first of our two heats. 31 athletes in our field. The fastest 25 go through. Martin Haven and Tuffy Latour watching the action with you. And Tuffy, we saw yesterday that this track is going to be particularly hard if you make any mistakes.
And we saw that in the men's race as well today. Is any mistakes will really cost you, especially during that second heat. So start record 484 by Elena Nicotina. We're taking a look at the POV. And this upper half of the track is critical to produce speed, to carry you down through the labyrinth into the tricky section of the track, which is 10, 11, and 12 and 13. And these corners right here are the make it or break it sections of the track. 14 long straightaway into 15. 15 we saw quite a few sleds come out, two runners, or one runner should I say, and then we head into the Kreisel. And then it's a pretty short track, around 51, 52 seconds for the women.
Yep, only had a handful of runs under 52 seconds yesterday. Track record is 51.11. We didn't get even close to that. And the air temperature and particularly the humidity are part of the reason. They keep the ice nice and hard, but unfortunately with the moisture in the air, it's like when you open the freezer door, the warm air from your kitchen gets in, and if you leave it open, it immediately builds ice. It starts as long ice crystals, frost, and that's what slows the sleds down. Now, this weekend is a bit of a landmark for women's skeleton as well. Today is the 200th World Cup race for women's skeleton, of whom, incidentally, of which races, Janine Flock has now, or will today, start her 116th. So she has done more than half of all the World Cup races, getting on for 3/5 of all the World Cup races. So it started out as the Ladies' Cup for a couple of seasons and then became the World Cup, having the same status as the men's competition. So 31 sleds in the field, and as yesterday, pressure is going to be on the later starters as the track starts to slow down as the frost builds to try and make it into the top 25. So if you're really much below about 12th to 15th, then that's where the real jeopardy happens. And the track is faster to start with because they do what's known as spritzing the track. You spray water on it, like sending the Zamboni around an ice rink. It cleans the ice up, it takes the frost off, gives it a nice hard sheen, and that makes the sled run faster. So if you're first out, like Canada's Hallie Clark, you have a great opportunity.
Let's see what Hallie can do at the start.
She's a quick starter, the 2024 World Champion, 5:22.
That's a good start for Hallie.
Yesterday's race, she ended up in 19th position.
She's got a tough transition, 5 to 6.
She had start draw number 2 yesterday. She'd only raced here on 2 previous occasions before this season. A big mistake.
A little late off of 13. Ooh, hard hit out of 14.
This track punishes mistakes in terms of time, but also in terms of pain. Hits with the wall when you're doing 70 miles an hour do not come gentle. And there again, out of the finish corner, over 70 miles an hour and slamming into a concrete wall padded by a thick layer of ice.
And actually not a bad time for that run down. And when you look at, you can see here in 11, it's just a little bit offline, comes out, takes that tap out of 12, or out of 11 into 12, and then right here, a hard hit, steers it off of 14, and just,
All right, well, yesterday she came down in 52.8, 52.7, and today 52.1. So despite all of those errors, a significant improvement. It's just more repetition.
And it could have been change of equipment with a different runner. Maybe yesterday's choice wasn't the best for the conditions.
Yeah, now they're a bit more educated because they had the race yesterday as well as training on Monday and Tuesday. What about Kimberly Boss, our Olympic bronze medalist from 2022 and our reigning world champion, also the track record holder?
5:18.
All right, that's a very good start from Kim Boss.
Yeah, Kim's a solid starter, a great driver. She's got great equipment, great support behind her team.
Finished in 5th place in yesterday's race. She was the winner here, though, last season.
And a great draw, number 2 off. She's 1800ths in the lead. 92 kilometers an hour.
Still quite skiddy.
And she handles that exit of 14. 115.85 speed, clean down into 16. 51.67.
Little tap on the wall across the line, just takes a tiny bit of speed out of it. Yesterday, 51.83 in her first heat and a 52.58 in her second. Track was definitely not as quick yesterday evening in the second run.
I can see here. Good explosive start. Good load onto the sled. Gets her hands underneath her. And just subtle toe taps at the exit of 11. Slight skid down into 12, but she handles 12 nicely. Gets on to 13 early. Just good run.
All right, so Kimberly Boss, the Netherlands, second slider of 31. Anna Fernstedt had a big day yesterday, a personal best World Cup equaling result, 4th place, and just a couple of hundredths off the podium. She's in fine form, and she knows this track well.
See what Anna could do at the start.
Well, we know what she can do over a 4-heat race. She took the bronze in the World Championships in Lake Placid at the end of last season.
5.26, that's a solid start by Anna. She's done a lot of work in the off-season.
Well, since she was diagnosed with diabetes 3 or 4 years ago, she's been able to get on top of that, which helps her training all year long, helps her concentration and performance during the race weekends, and it's really helped her change her physical shape as well. She's got leaner, she's got stronger.
Yeah, she looks really good here. She's in second right now, but building speed. Nice and clean down into 15, fastest speed.
Classic German slider. She started her career in the German World Cup team. Hard hit against the wall, otherwise she'd have had the lead. 51.73, that's a really good run.
Yeah, she's 800ths down at the start and only 6 at the bottom, so that's a great run. You see her rubbing her leg there.
Yeah.
You take that hit, you know, you can feel it. There's no bunks like on a bobsled to absorb the hit. Your body's absorbing it, and good load. Gets her hands underneath her. Tries to melt into that sled. Yeah, I can see right there, her back leg takes most of the hit. That does not feel good.
Nope. Yeah, her leg will be the same color as her race suit by the end of the afternoon. Next up, our 2017 world champion, Jackie Pfeiffer. 13 times a World Cup race winner. 8th place yesterday. Her best result on this track has not been in the medals. It's been a 5th place finish.
Yeah, Jack is a world-class slider. See what she can produce at the start. Anything in the 20s will certainly be good for her.
Yeah, her start is not going to be quite as quick as those around her. Well, she started yesterday, 22nd, 5:22s. We'll find out how frosty the start area is.
25, so a great start.
And she's done what for her is the least strong part of the job. And the rest of it, she is a fantastic slider.
She's pretty clean up through the top. Drop back to 4th place. We'll see what the speed is here. Fastest 92.9. Clean down into 12. Gets into 13. Ooh, tough transition, 13 to 14. Little skid, tap. She had moved up to 2nd and she's fallen back to 3rd. 3rd fastest speed. Yeah, 51.98.
All right, so 2/10 behind Anna Fernstedt, 2500s behind Anna Fernstedt. That's quite a margin from the next slider, and 4600s away, 3100s away from the lead, rather, ahead of Hallie Clark. Never been on the podium here. This is her 9th World Cup start on this track.
Yeah, you can see that exit there. The sled flops off. She gets too early on the 14. And then comes out and is laid off the exit, steers it off, but steers it into the wall, and that's where she lost all of her time. She was building up to that point. And then you can see out of 15, nose pointed away, going down into 16.
Well, first race after Christmas is back on her home track in Winterberg. She might feel a little more at home there. Tabby Sturker, first heat leader yesterday by 1/100th of a second, took the silver medal. Her best result on this track. Let's see what she can produce. She had the fastest start of the competition yesterday,
wow.
And again, 4:98.
That is an outstanding start. Little tap into 4. Nice 5 to 6. And she's building. Let's see if she can thread down through the labyrinth. Nice. 10 and 11, only 5th fastest speed at this point.
Yeah, so again, has the runner selection been affected by yesterday's race? Have they gone for something that'll work maybe a little better later?
Oh, it's a skid.
Whoa, a big skid.
Wow. She just overcompensated for that skid and just, it's going to cost her a lot of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
A full second back. All right, no repeat of yesterday's medal, I'm afraid, but this is all good as you head into the Olympic Games, because we're doing 2 heats today after 2 heats yesterday, and so it's keeping that focus, that concentration.
Yeah, I can see, ooh, look at that. As she comes into 15, steers it really hard, and then still breaks away from her. Just goes to show you how smooth this track is. You can see it's swaying back and forth. And wow. Great shots by the camera crew. And as she comes out, really hits that wall hard. And she's going uphill at that point and just bled all her speed away.
We talked about this yesterday with Freya Tarbit. They're not trying to be safe. They are hanging it out on the ragged limit all the way down this track, and just occasionally that'll turn around and bite you. Next up then is Hannah Neiser, our Olympic champion.
Let's see what Hannah has at the start. 29, solid start by Hannah.
1 medal 3 years ago, bronze placed finish.
Nice through 3, 4, 5, 6. 2600's back at this point in 6th place.
Well, she gives away a lot at the start. She's giving away 1/10 of a second to Kimberly Boss, and she's not undone that deficit yet.
Well, she was still the 6th fastest speed. Oh, and that tap and skid is not going to help her.
Well, 4th best speed.
She's clean there.
Yeah.
Can salvage something out of the run.
Brought it back to 4th place, 52 dead. So ahead of Tabby Stoker and Hallie Clark. But 4th place now, that's not going to be a top 10 run, is it? Unless there's some real dramas. She'll be lucky to be somewhere in the 15 to 20 group.
Yeah, I can see her height in 12. She heads around into 13. This looks nice. But just at that, hung on the exit of 14, steered it off, steered it into the wall. We've seen that quite a few times today.
And in super slow-mo, all these corners look like they give you so much time, don't they?
Exactly.
It's half a second on and off, on and off, on and off. Now, Amelia Coltman for Great Britain made her World Cup debut here in Sigulda in November 2020. Seems much more recent than that. Her 23rd World Cup start finished in 11th position yesterday. A best of 4th on this track.
Good load, 5:14. That's a very good start.
Started 5:13 and 5:17 yesterday, so keeping that speed up at the start.
A little hard transition, 5 to 6. She's 300s down, 4th fastest speed.
Now, fastest at this stage was her teammate Tabby Stoker, but it all went wrong for Stoker in 15.
All right. Just get it there in that pocket in the corner. Nice. There you go.
Drives that well, only the 6th best speed, but that should bring her a little closer to the leader. And 2/10 back, so 3rd place.
A solid run.
Now, she was disappointed with her runs yesterday. I think she'll be pretty happy with that 3rd heat, or that 1st heat today. Straight through the foam. All the high-tech equipment in modern international sliding.
And we have got a mattress foam at the bottom to slow the athletes down. Yeah, see, she toes it off the exit of the corner there, and then skidding late down into 12. Not ideal, but she handled it well, and a good exit of 15.
Yeah, that's what took the speed away, but then she built lower down in the last couple of corners. Yeah. Next up, Janine Flock of Austria. And in World Cup number 200, this is her 116th start.
Yeah, Janine is an amazing slider. Her form, her driving, so subtle.
Reigning World Cup champion.
It reminds you a lot of Martin Stukers.
Yeah. 36 years of age. This is probably going to be her last competitive season.
5:29.
That's a good start.
Great start by her.
3-time winner here. Gold, 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 silver and bronze. 5 results out of 7 previous races.
Man, she's looking really clean up top. And look at that labyrinth, really nice. 10 to 11, fastest speeds.
Here we go. If she's clean down at the bottom, she can undo that 1/4 second and turn it on its head.
And look at that transition. Oh, wow, look at that. Really nice. And of course, the fastest speed by a lot, 117.3.
Again, everybody else, what is the drama with 13-14? Across the line by 2/10.
Wow.
51.49. She just produces the goods. 51.96 yesterday in the first heat, 52.33. So yesterday, 51.96. That's half a second quicker she's gone this afternoon.
And she's only 38 hundredths off the track record, so really good run by Janine.
Yes, it's a few hours earlier. Yes, the track might be flowing a little better, but has she built in what she did yesterday into today's run? Yes, she has.
I also think the track crew has compensated for the conditions. They've got the track dialed in, ice and air temperature matching, and just really good conditions for this race.
They do such a good job here. The ice is always in great shape. So from our World Cup champion to our world champion from 2023, Germany's Susanne Kreyer, finished 7th yesterday, a personal best of 5th place in Sigulda.
5:18, great start.
Well, that puts her right in the frame. Kimberly Voss, who's currently in 2nd, started 5:18 as well.
Oh, she takes that tap into 4.
How was a
rougher transition, 5 to 6. Ooh, she missed that corner and late there, late in the 10. Yeah, she got off track out of 6 and has not recovered yet. Late. This is a rough run.
Track is not doing what she expected or anticipated. And the problem here is once you get out of corner 2, everything just happens in a blur down to the exit of 14. And by the time you've had time to even breathe, you've lost too much time. 52.23.
Yeah, once you get offline through the labyrinths, it's really hard to make up the rest of that speed on such a short track. So disappointed in that run.
Yeah.
You can see the tap into turn 4, pushes her late, and it just builds from there. And late off of 13, the sled flops off too early into 14. And just, it's tough to recover at that point. You can see coming out a little bit sideways and skidding, and
yeah, you've just been thrown around from corner to corner in the tumble dryer there with all you can do pretty much is hang on to it. Now our World Cup points leader, yesterday's race winner Kim Malmans, her second career gold medal, her first on this track. But she has been a perennial, not quite perennial, but a regular podium finisher. 5:07. Boy, is she feeling the confidence.
Kim has really turned it up athletically over the last 5-6 years. Really nice.
0.3 of a second advantage.
She looks really good through the labyrinth. She's down to 1600s, only the 9th fastest speed, and it takes a tap out of 11 into 12, late off of 13. Let's see if she can hold it. Yeah.
Kind of skiddy there as well. 5th best speed. She won't be too far behind. 1800s first to second. 2400s back is third. Anna Fernstedt. And across the line, not far behind Fernstedt. So there's her coach and sled builder. And Richie and Kim will have sat down yesterday and tried to figure out what they need to do in terms of runner choice, in terms of setup, for what they anticipated today's conditions being.
Yeah, and they'll make adjustments between the runs. Yeah, just a little long on 11, pushes her over into 12, takes that tap. Just a slight skid coming out of 14, but handles it well. Really melts into that sled. Yeah.
Well, she is not too far out of the equation. 3100s back, Kim Malmans, yesterday's gold medalist, definitely in the mix. 10 sleds down in our second women's skeleton race of the weekend here in Sigulda. Race number 200 for the Women's Skeleton World Cup. And time for redemption for Freya Tarbit. 7th in Heat 1 yesterday, pushing to take the lead, crashed off 15, ended up 25th and last, which plunged her down the World Cup standings. Now she needs to have 4 big races to round out the season.
5:12 start, good solid start.
Previous best on this track is an 8th place finish. She was up for making that one better at least yesterday.
Well, she's in the lead right now, 2400s up. And kind of taking the long way around through the labyrinth.
She
a little late.
Pretty battered and bruised yesterday in a crash off 15. Left her upside down at 70 miles an hour.
Right, here we go, 14 to 15. Just towing it over to 15. Looks a little better today.
Yep.
A little tap.
Looks a lot better today.
Ooh.
She's going to be in the top 3 or 4. Across the line. Oh, 6th place, 51.89. Just a little too much speed going down below corner 11.
Yeah, she took that hard tap going into 16 and put her offline. And you see these big waves in Kreisel.
Yeah,
But she's happy to just have that run down, you know, after yesterday.
And she was properly battered yesterday by the track. You don't get thrown onto your back at 70-odd miles an hour.
Yeah, I can see here, exit of 15, takes the tap, and it pushes her late, and you can kind of see it right there, that late tap. This is a great angle right here. See that? Just missed it. And then big height in Kreisel. And that's just a long way around the corner.
Yep. That's why they go straight in drag racing, because zigzagging makes the quarter mile longer. Next up, Kelly Curtis. Yesterday, her World Cup best finish here. She tied for 15th place with teammate Mystique Rowe. And they are the top 2 US sliders right now.
5:19, that's an excellent start by Kelly.
Oh, she's come back so strong and in such a good frame of mind after taking a season away to have a baby daughter.
A little tap. But not a bad transition, 5 to 6.
Quite noisy. Always, if a skeleton sled's making a lot of noise, that's energy leaving the sled.
Only the 12th fastest speed. A little late into 12. Skid into 13.
This is not like her first run yesterday.
Yeah, she's a little loose on the sled. 10th fastest speed. See what she can salvage here in Kreisel.
52.58. Yesterday's first heat was a 52.85 and then came down 52.22 in the second heat. She started a whisker quicker as well yesterday, 5.13 to 5.19 today.
Yeah, she had a little slide slippage on her sled through some of the corners. You can see here in 12. You can see this skid down into 13. Not ideal.
So maybe a little aggressive with the rock to try and reduce the drag.
Quite possibly, and
unfortunately that reduces control a bit as well.
Yeah, just a little bit offline.
All right, one more to go for Sigulda and for 2025. Next up, Li Yu Chi, 20th in Heat 1 yesterday. Had the fastest run of the second heat, faster than anybody else, and bounced all the way up to a top 10 finish.
Yeah, great way to finish the race yesterday.
And actually, that is her best result outside a home track in Beijing in any World Cup track. Now, what does that do for your confidence?
5:11, great start. Wow, 1800s in the lead. So far, so good.
Now, looks like start area might be a little slower. She started 5:06 and 5:02 yesterday and a 5:11 now.
Yeah, it could be a little sticky at the start.
Oh, and a little offline as well. She's running through more of that frost and big skids.
2 big skids.
This is going the other way, isn't it? This is a 10th run that's turning into 20th rather than the other way around.
Yes.
She's our 13th slider, and she's 11th at the line. 52.43, 9/10 back. Kelly Curtis behind her, and Tabby Stoker. I have a feeling Stoker might be in trouble making the second heat. There's the coach, Dirk Matchens.
Exit of 14 here, you can see she skids to the right and then makes that correction with the foot, and then it goes the opposite direction, and it's just like putting the brakes on. Puts a toe down because she's going in a little too early. And then, yeah, it comes out okay, but he already bled all the speed by that point.
And head right up there, shoulders off the sled, so presenting a much bigger frontal area as well. Again, another elaborate sled design for Nicole Silveira of Brazil. Equaled her World Cup best yesterday on the track in 12th place on this track. She's a 2 times bronze medalist last year.
That looked like a good start. Good load onto the sled. 25.
Yep, that'll do it.
looks nice and smooth at this point. A little tap into 4. 6 looks okay. Yeah, so far a decent run. 8th fastest speed. But she takes that tap on the exit of 11. A little late off of 13. Yeah, she's got that same problem coming over that left wall. And she's going to be, yeah. She missed that in 15, that entrance.
Well, she can be ahead of Tabby Stoker, and in fact jumps up to 11th place ahead of Li Yuqi, Kelly Curtis, and Tabby Stoker. So 52.40, and Lee coming down 52.43. It's going to be close.
Yeah, not a run she's going to be happy with because she's got so much more in her.
Yeah, last year really was a big breakout season for her right from the start of the year over in Asia, and she never really lost that competitive edge. Struggling a little bit more at the beginning this year to find that sweet spot again.
Yeah, you saw she missed the drive in the entrance of 11 and just set her up late on the exit of 14. It just all compounds down the run. And then a little too early off of 15 and then a little flop.
Yeah, no time to think at all in 15. Top Italian finisher yesterday, Alessandra Fumagalli. In fact, she's head and shoulders clear of any of her compatriots in the IBSF point standings as well. 28th, 18th and 18th are her results on this track in World Cup starts.
Let's see what she's got at the start. 13. 5:13 is a good start.
Yep. And Alessandra starting to feel a little bit more confident. Started 5:15 yesterday in the first heat, 5:10 in the second. Little tap into 4.
Yeah, but the 5.6 looks nice, and she's still in the green. All right, 12th fastest speed. Having trouble in the exit of 11. 13's nice. Exit 14. Oh, skid down into 15.
Drop off 16, and the speed isn't great. 5th at the start, and 10th at the bottom, 52.23. She kind of recovered a little below corner 14.
Yes.
And again, the foam matting stops her in her tracks. So there's the clip from 3 into 4. It's hard to avoid, and lots of sliders will take the tap rather than try and steer away from it and risk a skid.
She's tied with Suzanne Kreyer of Germany.
Okay. There we go. First dead heat, and that is currently for 10th place. Next up, the first of our Swiss athletes, Sarah Schmidt. 16th starter in the field of 31. So we're into the second half of the field now. Won a Junior World Championship bronze medal on this track a couple of seasons back.
5.16.
Well, she's had 4 World Cup starts and has made the cut in 2 of them.
Let's see what she does up top. Little skid down into 4, 5, 6. Looks okay.
Missed the cut yesterday, finished 26 by just a whisker.
A little behind in the labyrinth. A little high off the exit of 11 and 12. So she's going to be laid off there. Yep. And just skids and tapping. Not what she's looking for.
Yeah. It's going to be tough to make the second heat from this run. She's the 16th athlete, lowest speed and slowest run so far, 52.99. So started 7th quickest, 5.16, and the frequently heard refrain from all coaches everywhere is give me a starter and I'll turn them into a driver.
Yeah, she misses that drive in 11 at the beginning, and you see she comes off late, the exit of 11. goes over and taps that left wall, and then not too late off of 14, but just tries to do too much on the exit there and starts to skid one way and then the other way and then takes the tap.
All right, might be enough. I wouldn't want to put money on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, it's Olympics.
Lots of good sliders to come.
Of course, there are a lot of good sliders, including Xiaodan of China. 3 World Cup races here, 18th, 10th, and then yesterday, 10th. And Xiao is the top placed Chinese slider in terms of their overall points this season.
Let's see what should we do at the start. Good load. 21.
And the key thing for Dan is that she was 8th in the first race of the season in Cortina, so clearly a track that she gets on with well.
Yeah, it suits her well.
Only 22. She's got at least another couple of Olympic cycles in her.
Yeah.
If she stays healthy, she should still be representing China, or could still be representing China in Salt Lake City in 2034.
So 11th fastest speed. And she's moving up the ranks right now, up in the 12th, back to 13th.
Yeah, speed is kind of so-so. And you see how much footwork was going on down the straight.
Yeah.
12th at the line, 52.37. The Chinese program is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Lots of new female athletes, lots of new male athletes on the junior circuits, particularly now that the Asia Cup exists in China and in Korea.
See Dirk coming to grab her sled. Dirk's doing an excellent job with that program.
Builds the sleds, coaches the athletes, and you know, when your sled builder is your coach, then you get the chance to have everything tailor-made to each athlete.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of work, but he understands sliding and he understands his sleds.
And a little early out of there.
And however they do their recruiting in China, he's never short of new young talent, is he? All right, next up for the USA, Mystique Rowe. Yesterday finished tied for 15th with Kelly Curtis, and just for reference, Kelly came down in 52.58.
Let's see if she can get down into the fours today. 5:02.
5:02, same as her first start yesterday.
Excellent start.
Yeah. Knew Mystique Rowe's name long before we met her in the World Cup, because she was all over start records in North America in the junior years. Who is this kid who's got all these start records? Well, we found out.
Yeah, let's see, the 10 to 11, middle into 11. Takes that tap on the exit.
The lead is coming down, 35 to 25, maybe even single digits. No, she's behind, and a huge skid to 15.
Yeah, that skid's gonna hurt her a little bit. Going uphill into 16.
Yeah, dragging even more speed out of the sled. And at the line, 15th place, 52.54. Kelly Curtis came down 52.58. So this time they're 400s apart.
That internal competition for those Olympic spots. Yeah, she hurt her left arm there. You can see her holding it.
Yeah, same as yesterday.
Yeah, not the run she was looking for. A little late on that steer in 11. You see it pulls her back up on the exit. Holds her on the corner and then goes over and taps that wall. And again, tapping, it's like hitting yourself with a 2x4.
Yeah, like somebody else hitting you.
Yes, exactly.
It's like when racer driver said, I had a bit of an off. You crashed at 193 miles an hour. Yeah, that. Next up, Germany's Corinna Leipold, 2-time winner in the junior circuit, the Europe Cup here in January 2024. And this year in the World Cup, 13th in Cortina, 15th in Lillehammer, 9th place here yesterday.
Looked like a good start. 5:11. Great start.
Yeah. She had the 11th start draw yesterday, 19th today, but it's a little earlier in the day, so it should feel how the track felt to her yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, she's not having a great top of the track so far, even early in the 6th. Late into 10. Skid down into 12. And holding it down into 15. She can minimize the damage at this point, 10th fastest speed. Good entrance into 16.
Teammate Suzanne Creer is tied for 10th, and she is not tied. She's just ahead of Suzanne Creer and Alessandra Fumagalli by 700ths.
Yeah, she made some mistakes, but kind of held it together there towards the end and was able to salvage a decent run.
If you give away the speed early on, you never get it back, but you can limit the damage by being clean below corners 10 and 11. And she kind of was.
Yeah, it's a good load right there onto the sled. Gets her arms underneath her. You see how she goes on that drive right away out of 11 into 11.
Didn't believe in 11, did she? She was trying to hold it down and then trying to get it up at the end of the corner. She was in two minds in that one turn. And again, that's all familiarity. From Canada, Jane Channel. And just chatting to her dad at lunchtime, he's come over for the weekend, the way you do, from the West Coast, from Vancouver. I have no idea what day or time his body clock thinks it is. He's probably still in yesterday.
Let's see what Jane can do at the start. That's a solid start by Jane.
14th place in yesterday's race. Her World Cup best on this track is a 4th place finish.
So far, she looks good. Nice and smooth up top.
Well, she learned her trade in Calgary when that was still a thing, and so, like the Austrians, she had to learn to glide and keep her form.
Jane actually started in the Canadian bobsled program back when I was coaching them.
Right.
Made the move to Skeleton. And
well, that's where she left? Move. Is that what you're telling?
No.
Right, from 1900s up at the start to 2800s back, the speed is not there, is it? That's going to be a disappointing first heat for Jane Channel.
Yeah.
Well, 16th at the line. Not an awful lot to cheer about for Coach Joe Cicchini.
Yeah, she's just a little bit off all the way down the track.
Starting is still good.
Yeah, Jane is a great athlete.
Yeah.
Right there, a little bit over that pressure, but held that line. But it just, 11 kind of pushes her late down into 12. Gets over into 13 okay. Makes that steer with her feet, you can see that. But just a little bit here and there being off, and the track was spritzed.
Yeah.
You know, 21 sleds ago.
It's slowing down. It is definitely slowing down.
The conditions like we saw yesterday and today at the men's race.
All right, next up for the USA, Kendall Wessenberg. After taking a year's hiatus, decided that she wasn't quite done with sliding. Returned last year, fought her way back up through the junior divisions and into the World Cup squad. Starts 5.40.
Yeah, Kendall's a great slider. Just coming off some surgeries and, you know, getting back into the program. Start really isn't there where it needs to be, but we'll see what she can do here and try to get in that top 25.
Well, she made the cut yesterday, ended up in 24th spot after the second heat. And at the moment, she's kind of on target, but she is the 21st slider.
Yeah, she can clean it up here, let it run.
Not bad through 15 into 16. She's not going to be ahead of too many at the line, not ahead of any at the line. So, at the moment, 21st spot. The fastest 25 go through.
Yeah. the start really hurt her, and she had a couple skids that were in crucial parts of the track. In 12 here you can see, comes around and kind of skids into 13. And she a little high in 15, but not bad. Yeah, you can see the pressure's pulling her back up on the exit there. But she handles it well, makes her correction.
Not the tidiest drive from Kendall Wessenberg is enough. Well, we're going to have to wait another 11 sleds to find out. Next up for Austria, Anna Saulita. Yesterday was her first World Cup since Innsbruck last season. She was 28th then. She was 28th yesterday. Can she improve on that?
5:34.
So she spent the early part of her season racing in Europe Cup. And now replacing Anja Unterscheider in the World Cup squad.
Yeah, with the 5:34 is going to hurt her a little bit. She's got to be perfect on the way down the run. So far, she's having a decent run. 22nd fastest speed. Takes that tap out of 12. Laid off at 13. Same for 14. Makes the correction.
Seen worse. Speed hasn't disappeared entirely.
No.
Could be top 20. She needs to be as far up the order as she possibly can be. 21st place. Kendall Wessenberg behind her, but only one sled at the moment. And how far was she? Oh, she was 10th behind Sarah Schmidt of Switzerland, who's in 20th, so didn't quite have the speed on board for that.
Yeah, they're all trying to sneak into the top 25.
Yeah.
And we've got a few good sliders, including Valentina Margaglio coming up.
And Anna, 26 years of age. This is only her 11th World Cup race. Yesterday, her 10th. And last year, her 3rd World Cup start in Sigulda. So she's done almost a third of her entire career on this one track. Always lots of words back home. They'll be home soon enough, at least the Europeans will. Valentina Margaglio then, what will she produce? Back to her starting form that we expect from her yesterday. Valentina 5:01 in the first heat, 4:97 in the second.
5:01 again.
There we go.
Yeah, back to form on the start. If you can get her back to form on the driving side of it.
Oh boy, if she just has one good day of sliding, it'll reignite that fire.
Yeah, 5 to 6 was a little off. It's getting back into form here. Only the 20th fastest speed.
Second fastest start, 20th speed midway down the track. There's a lot not going right for Valentina.
Yeah, just the skidding, that hurts. And flops off at 15, late into 16.
It's almost like we're winding the clock back 6 or 7 years, 52.87, where she was fast but wild and didn't have the technique to bring that speed all the way to the line. And she is battered black and blue.
Yeah, it's a tough track.
Yeah.
If you don't get those transitions right and you hit on the exits of the corners, it's black and blue.
Saw her in training in Lillehammer, and the purple on her right arm had, burns on the top of it as well. She's had a lot of impacts with the wall.
Skidding right, then left, and then look at that height in 15. And then it comes down a little bit too early, and then pulls her back up. You can see she's coming down. There's a lot of corner left. And gets off. Yeah.
Yep. All right, it's almost like resigned to her fate for Valentina Margaglio. She's 20th as we get to our 3rd US slider, Sarah Roderick. Previous best of 27th. She was 23rd yesterday, made the second heat.
5:18 start.
Yesterday, a 5:09 in the first heat and 5:10 in the second. So where's that starting speed gone?
Yeah, she's a little bit off from her normal start. So far, she's looked clean. Quite a few places, but only 24th fastest speed. See what she can do at the bottom here. Transition was okay. And let it run.
Yeah, this might be her saving grace. If she can keep it clean, not too clean out of 15, unfortunately. All of that skidding uphill. Drops from 22nd to 23rd behind Kendall Westenberg, 24th. And that is going to leave her in danger of not getting a second heat today.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
So third heat in 2 days. Trying to build on that knowledge gained from yesterday, but it was a tough day in the office yesterday. I think she will be happy to see Sigulda disappearing in the rearview mirror.
Kind of overdrove that just slightly. Pushes her late down into 12. It seems she had that line. Coming down and around 15. She's going up a little bit. Kind of flops off a little bit, but she really needs to melt into the sled at that point.
Yeah. Okay, next up for Austria, Julia Erlacher. Slightly better start draw than yesterday, where she had number 32 in the 31 in the field. She still drove herself into the second heat. And that's part of the reason why, isn't it? She's a very quick starter.
That's a great start.
But ugly down to turn 2, paddling away a lot of that speed.
Skidding into 4. Hard transition 5 to 6. She's just dropping the places there, as you can see on the clock.
Fighting the sled all the way. 25th speed, slowest already. Again, not the first heat that she had yesterday.
But with that start, she just needs to keep with the sport and keep learning and growing. And
yep. 53.41 in the first heat. And across the line in a 52.74. That's actually half a second slower than her second run yesterday, but quicker than her first. Is it enough? Should be. Tied for 19th with Tabby Stoker.
Should be enough with that great start. And
yeah,
love her intensity.
Yeah.
This is a good load.
Just 25.
You can see right here, she comes out of 1. Just that skid, that's at the top of the track. It's just a speed killer. Coming out of 15.
Well, she must have come in here with high hopes. Double gold medalist in the Europe Cup races in February this year at the end of last season. Knock Einer, one more run. Okay, so 25 sleds. The race is full. It is now go fast or go home. And first to try and break in is Elena Peltmans. And for the USA, Sarah Roderick, 25th. And Kendall Westenberg, 24th, are in the danger zone.
5:41.
All right, she doesn't start as quickly as either of the two US sliders she's trying to beat. So she's going to have to drive really well down here. Yesterday finished in 31st place.
Man, so far, it's been fairly clean run. 25th fastest speed. Little skid into 12, a little late into 13. Let's see, that transition into 14 was a little tough. Handles that exit of 14 okay. And 15 to 16. Getting in early into 16. See if she can jump into the 25th spot.
53.98, not close enough to make it in. So she is the first who knows she won't get a second heat. And 5 more dangerous sliders for Sarah Roderick and Kendall Wesenberg. Maybe even potentially Anna Saulita of Austria, who's 23rd at the moment.
So 11 looks okay here. She's got good form. She drops that toe down.
Arguing with herself there, tilting her head to the right to try and get the sled to go up, and dragging the toe on the left to try and get it to come down.
Exactly, exit of 14. You see she just melts into the sled and tries to let it go.
Doing all the right things, nothing that more experience isn't going to help. And the same has got to be true of the young Swiss Julia Simchen. Just 24, 2 World Cups here, and a handful of other races at the junior level. And Julia finished in 27th place yesterday. A top 20 finish is her best result on this track. So see she can find a little more at the start.
5:45.
All right, a few hundred slower than Elena Peltmans. Yesterday, Julia started 5:39. So again, looks like the start area isn't even allowing you to go as fast, over 30 meters.
No, seems a little bit slower than yesterday. That's good entry into 11. Oh, a little flop there. A little late, 13 to 14, late off of 14.
26th spot ahead of Elena Peltmans. Can she find enough to close and pass Sarah Roderick? It's going to be close, but I don't think close enough. It's not close enough. 53.67. So she will be, at the moment, in 26th place with 4 more sleds to go.
Well, we've got a Latvian, an Estonian, and a Latvian, all that claim this track as their home track.
Yep.
So let's see if Sarah can hold on.
Well, the Estonian is Latvian born as well,
yes.
so she learned here. So
we all know Darta.
Yeah. So Sarah Roderick, the magic number is 53.30 to beat Sarah Roderick's 53.31, or tie her. Because if you tie for 25th, you both go through.
Yes.
No second heat for Julia Simchen, but both American sliders could be in trouble now. First up, Marta Ansane. Made the cut yesterday, finished 21st.
25. That's a solid start.
That is a very good start. Just 700 slower than Sarah Roderick. So she needs to keep that speed alive like she did yesterday. Yesterday was the first of her 3 World Cups where she has qualified for the second run.
24th fastest speed. They're battling the elements now. The track, the frost on the track.
Yeah. Again, in all their training runs in the late autumn, probably something they're very familiar with.
Oh, she's 11th fastest speed at the bottom. Excellent speed. It's a good run by Marta.
Yeah, this is the end of any hope, I think, for Sarah Roderick. Across the line, 21st with a 52.77, and so she's in the race. And Sarah Roderick is out, and Kendall Wesenberg is now in the drop zone. So the time to beat is a 53.16. So the bar moves up a little because Kendall was quicker.
A little stumble at the start, but she settles onto the sled nicely.
Again, we talked about this before,
12.
how mature she is for a 17-year-old.
Yes. You can see the experience there, the exit of 14. Look at her, just melting into the sled, letting it run. Classic Latvian form.
And both these Latvian sliders were in the Youth Olympic Games last year. Dārta Zunta, born in Latvia, slid in a couple of World Cups for Latvia, now slides for her mother's home nation, Estonia, which is next door. Tallinn is under 300 kilometers, the capital of Estonia, from Riga, the Latvian capital. Yesterday, her World Cup best ever finish, 17th place.
Oh, great start by Donna.
Yeah, really nice.
These girls are the future of the sport.
Yeah, and suddenly Latvia's got a really strong youth program built on the back of the last 2 Youth Olympic Games. We've got a young bobsledder who we'll see for the first time this weekend.
20th fastest speed, but she looks really good to this point. Little tap out of 11.
This is her home from home. It is her home track. It's her native country. 23rd place. Has she got enough to take?
See if she can do something here.
It's going to be close. Needs to be faster than a 16. It's a 52.92. It's close enough. She is in. 2 to go. She's 23rd. She will get a second heat. And Sarah Roderick and Kendall Wessenberg now do not get a second run. So Anna Zaulita of Austria and Sarah Schmidt of Switzerland are the danger zone sliders. They're the bottom 2 in the 25 with 2 sleds to come. Well, off a career high 17th yesterday, she must have come in confident today.
You can see the experience paying off right here. Out of 14. Just really melting into that sled, letting it run.
12th start draw yesterday, 17 places higher than today, so a very different track. Now what about Data Nijmegen? Again, another teenager, 18-year-old Youth Olympic silver medalist in Pyeongchang, and another electrifying starter.
5:07.
Yep.
Outstanding.
It's a good getaway, isn't it, for a teenager? Little slide down into 2.
Yeah, a little late in there. She can recover there.
She can't afford any more errors, though.
Now you can see it. She's dropping quick. All the way back to 25th already.
Yeah.
Those skids up top, it's flat enough that you're going to lose all that speed. 30th fastest speed.
Yeah.
She's maintaining that 25th spot. Let's see, 27th now.
She was 29th yesterday, didn't make the second heat. The speed is okay, 23rd. It's probably not enough to get her into the race, though.
Good entry into 16.
And at the line, no.
7th.
She doesn't make it for the second day in a row.
Yeah, it's that top of the track that just, because of the bottom, she had it nailed.
Yeah. She's got so much speed in the first corner that she's just not handling it, and it's all gone by turn 3.
Yeah, she's a little bit off here, but comes over and taps that wall, but her mistakes started long before that. And then here, just melts into it. Again, they know the track like the back of their hand, but everybody makes mistakes.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, she does not make it through. Our final slider, with a little less experience, there's her dad, Tom, and it is Nana Johansson on the line. Her brother had a really good run in the first heat today. It kind of went away in the second, but for Nana, lots of pressure. Finished in 30th place yesterday, and she's got to try and outdrive a bunch of much more experienced sliders. Another young athlete, just 19 years of age, finished 4th in the Youth Olympics between the 2 Latvians who we've just seen, 5:53.
Yeah, 5:53. On this short track, it's going to be hard to make up that time, but she got a great sled. She got great coaching.
Yep. And she's got time on her side as well. And there's definitely passion in the family.
Well, it looks good to this point, but only 27th fastest speed, and it's hard coming off last.
Yep.
In this first heat.
She gets the worst of the ice. She started 26th yesterday. It's not a bad-looking run, but there's not much speed left in the track. And she Freya Tarbits it off corner 15.
Yeah.
So A rough ending to the run, 54.27 for Nana Vestergaard Johansson. And she does not make it through into the second heat. So again, 2 or 3 years behind a big brother Rasmus in terms of development and experience. But she's had 1 Olympic Games, the Youth Olympics in Pyeongchang.
Yeah, right here, just a little bit of a skid out of 14. And takes that tap. And then into 15, gets a little too high too early, and then comes down. See that height? She's coming down too early, and the forces are pulling her back up on the exit. And she nearly flips the sled, but able to hold on.
Yeah, that's the key thing. So you at least record a finish and get a handful of points.
Yeah, it's experiences like this that drive these athletes to keep going in the sport.
So our 3-time winner and 6-time medalist on this track, Janine Flock, has the lead after the first of our 2 heats. And unlike Matt Weston yesterday, she's not this morning, she's not 6,500s up. She's ahead of former winner Kimberly Boss, Anna Fernstedt in 3rd, ahead of yesterday's winner Kim Malmans. 1 more run for Janine Flock. And it's not cut and dried. This is going to be tough because any mistake in the second heat, as in the first, is going to be extremely costly.
Yeah, and as we get to the end of the order, we're going to be fighting those track conditions as well, the frost.
So the later you are at the moment, the more of a deficit you've got to the leader, but the chances are the better ice you're going to get in the second heat as we go 25 down to 1. So that's good news for Mystique Rowe and Kelly Curtis, for Jule Erlacher and Tabby Stoker, and for Marta Anzana, Valentin Margalio, Datu Sunta, Sarah Schmidt, and our final slider, Anna Zaulita. Kendall Westenberg, Sarah Roderick, among those who do not make it through into the second heat. So 25 down to 1 for the final time in 2025. Race 200 of the Women's Skeleton World Cup. It will be back at 3:45 local, which is 13:45 GMT, 08:45 Eastern, and that is in 35 minutes from now. We'll see you then. Bye for now.